Hi everyone, this is a different video because I'm speaking in English for the very first time in this YouTube channel. I'm preparing this video in English to share with my friend, the AWS blogger, John Mayer. I get inspired on one of his videos to where he shows how to deploy OBS Ninja on an AWS instance. So I was wondering, well, he prepared something that can be done manually, but what about if we can try to automate this by using some configuration as a code, so something like a Ansible, can be Chef, Puppet, or something like that. I was starting to learn some Ansible. I'm a containers guy, but this time I'm trying to learn something about how to prepare configuration as a code, but for EC2 regular instances. So I'm starting to learn Ansible. It was really nice. Meanwhile, I tried to do something and release it as open source project where you anyone can help to improve this. So I prepare an easy two things. Starting with the Ansible playbook to in order to deploy a fully operational OBS Ninja instance server on AWS, uh, split in two. One is to spin up the resources needed on AWS, the security groups, the instance, and the DNS record sets pointing to the instance. And then once the instance is up and running, my playbook is invokes another role which I named LBS Ninja role. This role includes all the tasks to update the operating system, um, install the dependencies. It's running with Nginx on top of Nginx. Then install and configure the Nginx to host OBS Ninja, and then download the OBS Ninjas from sources and installing and configure. And then after this configuration is already done, uh, implement encryption on transit by issuing a SSL certificate from Let's Encrypt to encrypt the communications to our server. I tried to keep it in just like Mike did on his video, but my idea is later start to improving it and then replace the encryption in transit termination on the instance by a TLS termination on a load balancer. But it can be expensive for someone that just want a server. So let's go and get started. I will show how to clone the repository, then how to trigger the build. So come here and see on my terminal. Okay, here we are. Um, First of all, we need to start to go to the repository. The URL of the repository is this one. Is GitHub slash DOLGUIN dash slash Ansible role OBS Ninja. Here below is I will put the description on the description. I will put the link to the repository. Then first we have to go and clone the repository. This is a public repository. Also, you can collaborate with the repository if you want it. You just have to fork the repository and open issues if you want, and then push some pull requests to improve the repository. Once we have the URL for the repository, we have to go to the terminal and then just run the command. Let me increase the size, git clone, and then the repository URL. We're gonna clone the repository. As soon as we have the repository on our local file system, let's go and get into the folder. Right, this is the repository. I just in order to help you to start easily, I just put a lot of documentation here. It can be improved. If you have any question about the documentation, about what it is, where is coming this idea, well, here is the link to the AWS blogger channel on YouTube, and also the video that inspired me on do this. Here about also there is some words about where is coming obvious ninja, the link to the author of this project, and also the link to the official website and repository of obvious ninja. Then there is a description of the tasks that these roles are making, the infrastructure ones, which creates the EC2 instance, and also the part that is installing obvious ninja on the server. There is some requirements that you need to get installed on your local computing before start. First, the AWS CLI. In order to interact with the AWS IPA, you need to install the CLI, then configure a profile for your to access to provide credentials to access to your AWS account. Then you need to have installed Ansible, and then you need to install some collections, which is amazon.aws and community.aws. Then these roles need some variables. There is two sections of the variables that you need to provide to this role in order to provision the instances and configure everything. So first, the section, there is some variables for the role easy to roll, and then there is another section for the variables for the obvious ninja role. Well, here is the description of the variables available for the role. You need to provide the profile, the region, the instance name, the IMEI ID. In order, this role is since this is the very first version of this role, it just only works with Ubuntu 20.04. So you need to provide the updated AMI of the Ubuntu. I just put it the current one for Ubuntu 2004. Then you need to update and put the SSH key that you will use to interact with your instance. It needs to be already uploaded in your AWS account. Then the volume size, the volumes that you want to add to as a root file system of your instance. Then you need to provide the VPC ID and the subnet ID. These components need to be already done. Usually you can use the default VPC. I recommend no, but you can do it. You can put your own VPC and create your own network design to host your server. But if you don't have it, you can use the default VPC ID, and then you just select one subnet from your VPC ID. That, of course, this needs to be internet facing subnet. So if you design your own VPC, just take care about this should be on a public subnet. Okay. Then you need to provide the server name that will be used to create the DNS record set, and the top level domain where you will host your DNS record set for your server, and also this needs to be a Route 53 delegated zone in your account, so you need to have this already configured on your AWS accounts. Okay, this is here's an example. You can copy this and paste it on your playbook, and just update with your values. There is some default values that I put it here, but you can need to update with your own. Then the second section is for the obvious ninja role, which also has, this is, I'm just a full disclosure here. I'm a learner. I'm just starting to learn Ansible. I believe there is a lot of better options to provide variables that can be applied in both roles. but I need to figure out how. I am listening for options. If you want to put me some comment on below on the comment and tell me, hey, you can do it in this way, on that way. You can open an issue on the GitHub repository or comment on the YouTube channel. Well, on AWS Ninja, you need to provide the server name, which will be the full qualified domain name for your server. This will be used to issue the SSL certificate and also to configure Nginx on the server. Then the site root, where the OBS Ninja code base will be installed. I just put it here as a default in /var/www/obs, and then you need to provide an email address that will be used to to validate your certificate. So this is important. This is important to validate your certificate on Let's Encrypt. So here's and down below here's another section which is an example, a full example, which includes the keys that you need to update, and you can copy this and create directly a playbook that can be provisioned your instance. Just update with your values and it will work. Some things that you need to take care is you need to provide a VPC, you need to provide a subnet, you need to provide a DNS Route 53 hosted on your account. You need to have already have the AWS SSH keys uploaded in your EC2 console. Another thing, the AMI that I put as default is for the US West 2 region, Oregon, but you need to update if you want to deploy these configurations in another region. You need to update with the right AMI for Ubuntu 2004 on your desired region. Okay. Another thing you need to consider, this can be, it will create resources on your behalf on your AWS account. So take care about the cost, evaluate the cost. It will spin up EC2 instance. If you can select the biggest sizes of the instance, it will spend money. Just take care about that. This is a full disclosure about the responsibility or the cost that this can generate on your AWS account. So you are responsible of of your expenses on AWS. Just take care, just evaluate how much traffic you will it will, how say, cause on your account. So you need to consider that as part of your expenses on the AWS, the instance size and also the volume size. It can cost money. So okay, so let's go to the terminal, and then I'm gonna open my Visual Studio Code and let's configure this. All right, I will start with this example, which is the example that I put here to configure. I will configure with my own details here. My key name is Gitto Olguin, and then I have to check my AWS account. I will put it here inside, and I go to my AWS account here. I'm going to VPC to get the VPC ID and the subnet ID, and I will copy it here into on the playbook. And I will replace where it says replace me with the right values. So my VPC ID will be this one. I have to check if I'm on Oregon region. Yes, I'm in. I will use the default VPC. Like I said, I recommend you create your own VPC layout, but you can start with as a test with the default VPC. I will take this just to be sure. There is no other VPC, but if you want to be sure, just select here the VPC and you will be filtering the subnets, and I can copy the subnet ID from here. I will put it here, and then I have to replace with the name of the server will be OBS Ninja, and I have to put it here my hosted zone. So let me see what hosted zone I have here. Okay, I'm going to the Route 53 service, and then just to check, I have some domain delegated here. I believe I have the AWS 101 domain and some others. I will use aws101.org. So it will be OBS Ninja aws101.org. I will use this one to update this record set here. It will be the same, and just to update my profile will be Teracloud, which is my company, and then I have to put my email here. So just let me check. I will put Damian at .olguin at teracloud.io. Well, that's all. I just need to take care about my configuration of my profile. This will be out of scope of this video. You need to check the AWS CLI documentation about how to set up your AWS credentials for your profiles with the AWS CLI. And also I will let out of the scope of this video the installation of the Ansible and the Ansible playbooks. But let's go to the terminal and let's get started. All right, I will first thing I will do is I will try to check my connection with the AWS by using the the AWS CLI. I like this way. Export AWS profile and just put it in my profile. It will Teracloud, and then I will do AWS STS get caller identity. So I will check the configuration that is properly done. So I'm working and I'm good to go, and just I have to make Ansible playbook, and then I have to check again just in case all the configuration are already done, the variables are good to go. Here we go. Just put it in the OBS Ninja.example.yaml, and here we go. One thing, this will provision the resources. It will create the EC2 security group, then it will create the EC2 instance. It will create the DNS record set for your instance and point it into the instance on your behalf. It will take time, so I will just. Oh, it fails. I need to check. My key pair does not exist. So I have to check. I have to upload my fix this. So I will put them on pause the video just for a second. I will upload my SSH key into the EC2 console. I will come back to and unpause the video. All right, now I'm sure that my SSH key is imported into the AWS console, so I'm good to go. The one important thing on this is you get blocked on this part. It already done the creation of the security group, so it will resume just on where it fails. So after the instance, it takes at least 2 minutes. Then it will create the DNS record set. Look here, it said the security group is okay, so I will create the instance. So if I come here into the EC2 console, I will OBS Here you can see the OBS Ninja instance is created. It's been created. It's up and running. It takes some minutes, so it will wait for 60 seconds at least to get the SSH service up and running. Just another thing that is important, just take care about your SSH key is properly installed on your console, so to avoid any other fail. So I just will pause this video until it starts the next phase for of the OBS Ninja role, and I will continue in that part. All right, now my instance is created and it's available. Now it's creating the DNS record set on Route 53. Let's go and check it out. So we'll update here. So my record set is created and is pointed to the public API of my instance, which is the same than this. It's over there, over here. Oh, okay, it's the same one, so it's properly set. Another thing that we can check is the security group. It creates a security group for our instance. Oh, now it's the instance is up and running and everything is properly set, and it's awaiting to SSH to come up in order to interact by Ansible to install the obvious Ninja and do does the configurations for for the service. Right. It says now the SSH is up and running, and it's the instance is the playbook is finished, and now it's getting some facts about the instance that will be used to configure AWS Ninja. And it's since it says okay, it's able to connect to the instance. If you have some problem with your SSH key, it will fail in this part, and now it's performing the update on the operating system, installing the latest security patches and the latest updates on your software based software. I mentioned a few minutes ago about the security groups, so you can see here this is the security group that I created by Ansible. It's opening the port 80, the port 22, and the port 443 for HTTPS. Just this is a basic configuration for your OBS Ninja that can be improved in order to redirect if you get connections from port 80. You may want to redirect this later into 443, but it's not included in this playbook yet. It can be an improvement later. So now I will pause again the video because it will take some time to apply all the updates and then remove the dependencies that are not needed. This is included is just removing the old things that are already installed on the operating system that you don't need, and then it will clean up the cache of the apt, and then it will install Nginx. Then it will clean up the default configuration of Nginx. It will install the configurations for OBS Ninja, and then it will remove the directory for the default directory for HTML that is included on Nginx. Disable the default site. So then you will be able to install OBS Ninja in the own directory, and it cloning by the latest version from GitHub. So if you go here, if you want to go to the OBS Ninja official repository, you can come here, and then you will be able to get the latest releases from here, and you can update the playbook with the version number from or tag or release number from here. Okay. So if you want to get more information about OBS Ninjas, you can go here to the official repository, or if you want to get it on video, I believe the best place is go to my friend YouTube channel, the AWS blogger. It has a nice collection of videos about OBS Ninja and YouTubers tools that you can apply on your channels. So you can come here to this playlist and you will be able to get a lot of information about how to work with OBS Ninja, the latest features of OBS Ninja, and also tips and tricks um, that the AWS blogger is applying on his channel, and also get some important information from the founder and developer of OBS Ninja, the creator. All right, let's see how it goes. It just install OBS Ninja, install the configuration, it's up and running. It's done. All right, let's get tried. So let's go. Our DNS record was obsninja.aws101.org, which is my official DNS record set, obsninja.aws101.org. I will put it in HTTPS to test my SSL certificate as well. Here we go. All right, looks like our servers is up and running. It's getting requests, and now you can start to create your room. This is my test room. My password is test1023 and submit tips, enter to remote control, and all right, this is great because I'm having a, let me try this, get in. I will put my test 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 4. Let me check out test 1 2 3, not 1 2 3 4. So get in, join with camera. I'm not sure if this will be able to work with my camera because I'm right now I'm, let me check my microphone and my camera. Not sure if it will work because failed to load the camera. This is because I'm capturing my camera right here, so it's not able. But I will try to join with another with disable and start. All right, I'm in. You know, you are not to be able to get my camera because I'm using it. My recording is blocking to use the camera because he's already taken the device. So, but this is up and running. It's working. So this is great because you can start to take the link here and put it into your OBS, and I will try to make it right here on live. I will add to my OBS a browser, and this browser will be you will see it here while I'm doing this right here. So I will try to put it, but it's not getting images anyway. Uh, I believe I will have to make another video with the demo about how to include the link that you from your own server into this call. But I believe that the work is done. So I'm really excited about this because it's my first video in English, and second one is I would like to release this code as a open source. So will be my first open source contribution for on Ansible. I'm very excited about that. So hope you I like it, and if you want to give me some feedback, just put it into the comments. Just open a ticket on the GitHub repository. If you want any feature to add some features to this, you can help me. If you know something about Ansible, you can help me to improve these roles. Like I said at the beginning, I'm just learning. I would like to improve this more and get more features on this repository to improve your experience with this, and also to help to adopt this amazing tool. I really like it what I see when I saw it on the AWS Blogger YouTube channel. And well, this is the result. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you very much for watching this video. Bye bye.